Hello YouTube, this is Mark Aaron. A little late, actually very late, but I've been working overnights lately, so still getting used to that schedule. Anyhow, what we're going to do real quick, well, as quick as we can for a 7+ hour show, is my predictions and the results from the Wrestlemania 35 from April 7th. So what we have is the kickoff show, Cruiserweight title, with Buddy Murphy as the champion and my prediction versus Tony Nese. It was a really good match, like as usual for NXT. Doesn't belong on a pre-show. Anyhow, Buddy Murphy lost. Tony Nese won. Murphy was my prediction to retain, and that did not happen. That's alright. What does my note here say? After that match we had Sal and Quinn from one of my favorite shows, Impractical Jokers. It was really cool to see them on the show. I didn't even know they were WWE fans, so that was really cool. Then we had a little interview segment. I didn't note down who that was from. Sorry about that. Then we had, this is pre-show by the way, the first pre-show. Then we had the Women's Battle Royal. It was just there. It wasn't anything special. Carmella did the whole hide under the ring or hide on the sidelines thing, and she came in and won over Sarah Logan, who they tried to show was the real winner, but Carmella threw her out after hiding. So that was, it was well done all in all, but still, it was just there. Carmella won. The only two that really got intros in this were Naomi and Asuka. Asuka, as they say. I don't know. I'm American, so it's tough for me to not pronounce the U, but they like to call her Asuka. So anyway, then that was the end of the first half, the first hour of the pre-show. Then the second half was switched over to USA Network. They did a card or match rundown to begin. Basically what we're going to see for the rest of the night. Then we jumped into the WWE Raw Tag Team titles, which was the Revival with the champions versus Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, who had, Kurt Hawkins had like a 269 match losing streak at this point. And I thought the Revival was going to win, but I guess maybe they're leaving the company soon, so either way they gave it to Hawkins and Ryder. The losing streak was over. I guess they're going for some shock value early in that one. That's all I could surmise from that. Then next we had the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. The only ones that got introductions in this one were the Saturday Night Live guys. I don't even know their friggin' names, sorry. The Hardy Boys, Jeff and Matt obviously, and Braun Strowman. Obviously Braun Strowman won that. I don't know what they're doing with him at WrestleManias. Really, they should be doing a lot more with that dude at WrestleManias, but for the past 2 or 3 years, all he's been doing is Andre the Giant Battle Royals. And yeah, he's won them, but dude like that, they could do so much more with than just Andre the Giant Battle Royals. Anyway, then we start out the main card proper. Yolanda Adams sings America the Beautiful. Sorry, I don't know who you are, but you sang America the Beautiful at WrestleMania 35, so that's got to put some clout on you as far as I'm concerned. We had a chopper or a helicopter flyover to begin the main event, which was nice. A little pyro after that, which we're not used to seeing. They've cut out a lot of pyro, but we got some pyro here, so that's great. Then the show opens, Alexa Bliss as the host, and possibly one of the hottest women I've ever seen in life. She basically came out and said she could have a WrestleMania moment by just snapping her fingers. And she did that, and Hulk Hogan's music played, and Hulk Hogan came out. And yeah, it was a WrestleMania moment, because I don't think anybody saw that coming. Whether or not they worked him into it, it was rumored, but they actually worked him into it, and it was kind of a nice spot. They stood at the ramp and did the whole pose down thing. Alexa was posing with him, and not in the middle of that, but during it, Paul Heyman came down and basically kind of interrupted them. And he got out to the ring and he basically said, look, if we're not going to be the main event, me and my client Brock Lesnar, if we're not going to be the main event, then we're not going to sit around and wait for this whole thing to go on, and we're just going to do our match right now. And that was cool. I didn't see that coming. That was a nice little addition to kick off the WrestleMania card like that. That was pretty cool. So we had the Universal title defense to start off, with Brock Lesnar as the champion versus Seth Rollins as the challenger, and my prediction to win. And after a pretty decent match, granted, Lesnar, he basically attacked Rollins before the bell rang and beat the crap out of him before the bell rang, but they eventually got in the ring, and, Lesnar took the upper hand eventually. I think it was 3 curb stomps till the finish, and he pinned Lesnar for the victory and the title change. So that was cool, and that's also who I predicted, so good stuff there. Right, there was a ref bump to basically allow Rollins to take the advantage in the match with a low blow, and he won after, 3 curb stomps. Then we had Jerry Lawler introduced as a guest commentator for the AJ Styles and Randy Orton match. I had AJ Styles predicted, and yes, phenomenal forearm pinfall. AJ Styles won. Then we had the Lacey Evans walkout BS, which I call BS because they should be doing a lot more with that girl. But either way, that's where they put it. Then we had the SmackDown Tag Team titles, a Fatal 4-Way match with the Usos as the champions versus The Bar versus Shinsuke and Rusev, my bad. And then they were fighting Ricochet and Aleister Black. I thought Ricochet and Aleister Black were going to win, I'll be honest here, because, they've been pushing the hell out of these two. They put them on the main card out of nowhere, and they've just been giving them win after win. But the Usos won and retained their titles, so nothing wrong with that. I'm a good Usos fan. And then we had some Hall of Fame introductions. So the class of 2019. They came out on the stage and did their whole high thing. Then we had the Falls Count Anywhere match with Shane McMahon and The Miz. We had a video package before that to basically detail how we got to that point. I thought The Miz was going to win this. I'm not going to lie. I got my notes here, and I circled The Miz as my prediction. I really thought they would give The Miz the high spot here. They didn't do that. There were some really cool spots in this match, but they went with Shane winning after a superplex from one of the steel, like a steel girder type of thing, like a cameraman's position. So a superplex by The Miz onto Shane McMahon from like a steel girder down. And basically the reason that Shane won is because he landed with his arm on top of The Miz. The Miz did the move, but it didn't matter. Shane got the pinfall, quote unquote. So, it was a pretty good spot. That's one of the matches I would at least watch the end of if you're not going to watch the whole thing. Like I noted down here, I said I should have known that Shane was going to win, but I was just hoping that The Miz got his feel-good moment because he's been getting put through a lot of crap by Shane. So then we had Paige introduced for a guest commentator for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles, which was actually another decent match. It was the Boss and Hug Connection, Sasha and Bayley, who were the champions, going against Tamina and Nia Jax, going against the Iconics, and they were all going against Natalya and Beth Phoenix. Who do I have predicted here? Yeah, I had Tamina and Nia Jax predicted because I feel like they're due. They're obviously the most badass women's team going currently. Through the middle of it, I was like, you know what? They're probably going to give it to Natalya and Beth Phoenix because, Beth's been retired for 6 years or whatever. So maybe they do go that way. But they didn't go either way. What they did was they give it to the Iconics after a top rope glam slam by Beth Phoenix. And then one of the Iconics rolled out Beth Phoenix and covered whoever. I think it was Sasha Banks for the win. Don't quote me on that. I didn't actually note that down. And then we had Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan in the World Wrestling Federation heavyweight title match. There was, of course, a video package before this detailing how we got to this point in the confrontation. Kofi came in as the challenger, and he had the New Day in his corner. Daniel Bryan was the champion on the other side with Rowan on his corner. And guess who won that one? It was Kofi. I don't believe it. Like, they built it up this whole time, and you wanted to think he would win. You wanted to hope he would win. They didn't even swerve us. They gave Kofi the title after a Trouble in Paradise with a clean pinfall. And there was a post-match celebration with the New Day and Kofi's kids. It was really great. It was a feel-good moment. It was the kind of WrestleMania moment that any and every WWE superstar hopes and wishes for. It was phenomenal. It was fun to watch. Definitely a high point of the card. Then after that, we had a U.S. title match with Rey Mysterio coming in as the challenger against Samoa Joe as the champion. And my prediction, I love Samoa Joe. I've loved him ever since he was in TNA. He's just a great fucking character. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear there, but that's alright. So Rey Mysterio, obviously, they said it before the match. He was injured. He had an ankle injury before the match. So this didn't go very long. I want to say it was like 3-4 minutes maybe. Maybe not even that long before Rey Mysterio made a mistake. He went for a 619. Samoa Joe countered it into the Coquina Clutch and basically submitted Rey Mysterio out. They did the whole ref checking the arm thing to see, if the guy was still conscious or not. They haven't been doing that in years. I don't know why they brought it back now and later, actually, as you'll see. I even noted down when did they bring back the ref checking the arms, because I don't know. It's like they just brought it back tonight, honestly, for WrestleMania. Then after that happened, we had a video package for the Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre match. There was no title on the line here. Roman Reigns came in against Drew McIntyre. I predicted Roman Reigns, because this is his first singles match back from after his leukemia thing, which I believe is real, but it could have been a work the whole time. Who knows with these friggin' WWE people anymore. And Reigns did win with a Superman punch, a spear, and a pinfall. It was a clean win. I don't think it hurt Drew McIntyre at all, because they went back and forth for a little while, so there's nothing wrong with that. Then there was a Rusev and Lana Snickers commercial. Highly suggest checking that out. It was pretty damn funny, as all of the WWE Snickers commercials have been. Then we have Elias. This was really well done. I got mad props to WWE for this. They were building up Elias's whole performance the whole time, like for the past couple weeks, and now we finally get to it, and Elias is on the video screen, I believe it was, on drums, playing drums. Didn't know the dude could play drums, but it looked like he did. And then he was also on the video screen playing piano, also on the Titantron. And then he was in the ring, obviously, live on the guitar, and all three of them played at the same time. It was pretty well done. Even if 2 of the 3 segments were pre-recorded, it was pretty good to sync them all together like they did. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was really good. And then it got better. It was interrupted by a Babe Ruth calling his shot segment, video from back in the day. Nobody, including myself, knew what was going on at this point, but either way. Then John Cena came down to the ring as the old school throwback Doctor of Thugonomics, which was just cool to see because you knew something good was happening then. Because when John Cena did the Doctor of Thugonomics thing back in the day, it was always funny, always hysterical, always seemed off the cuff, whether it was written or not, it doesn't matter. And it was the same thing here. I even put that down on my notes, great as always. He hit an FU and mentioned it was heel. I don't know if that's legit, if that's going to stick, but for this segment at least, he turned heel, and he hit a Elias with an FU, and it was one of the better segments of Raw. I mean, not Raw, sorry, WrestleMania. I highly suggest at least going back to watch this one if you don't watch anything else. Then we had a video package for Batista and Triple H in the no bar match. BK, Heartbreak Kid Michaels, was introduced as a guest commentator. And I noted down here that I think some earlier matches were cut a bit short for this, which I do. They had longer entrances, and the match itself was really longer than it needed to be, considering not past their prime guys, but not in their prime guys, we'll say. So, there was a couple of good spots in here. One that I noted down was the nose ring spot, where Triple H pulled, like, with a, I believe it was one of those pliers, don't quote me on that, I didn't actually note it down, but he pulled out Batista's nose ring with some pliers. That was pretty good. I don't know if it was unclassed beforehand, but Batista did have some blood coming out of his nose afterwards, so that made it look kind of real. But yeah, at the end, like right when you thought Batista was going to pull it out and win, Ric Flair came down, who Batista beat up on his birthday to basically bring this match on, handed a sledgehammer to Triple H, provided a quick distraction for the referee, and Triple H basically nailed Batista with a flying sledgehammer shot, we'll say, off the stairs, which were in the ring. Hit him with a pedigree, got the pin. Wasn't bad. Didn't need to be that long. I mean, honestly, that was one of the matches where if the match went shorter than 2 minutes, I'd have been okay with it. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. They gave those two as much time as they wanted, apparently. And unfortunately, they cut a couple of the matches short for that purpose. At least that's how it seemed to me. Then we had JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield, introduced as a guest commentator for Kurt Angle's solo match against Baron Corbin. I've always liked Kurt Angle. I mean, we don't have any other Olympic gold medalists in the WWE. I've just always liked Kurt Angle. Period. Even when he was in TNA, everything he's done professional wrestling-wise, phenomenal. Thank you, Kurt. If this truly was your last match, what a career. Unfortunately, he did lose to Baron Corbin. I had Angle predicted. I figured they'd give him the feel-good moment going out. They didn't do that. So what they did, though, Angle missed the moonsault from the top rope, and then Corbin hit the end of days. There was a pinfall, and that was it. Kurt Angle's last match gone. And he gave a quick speech afterward. It wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible, but I was hoping for a lot more from that. They really should have gave Angle the win and the total feel-good moment. They didn't do that. They're trying to push Corbin, obviously. That's what we got. Next, we had the IC title match, Intercontinental title match. Bobby Lashley going into the champion with Lio Rush in his corner versus the Demon, Finn Balor. Finn Balor's good by himself. I don't know about this whole Demon shtick they got going with him. I mean, obviously he did it in the Indies first, but I mean, they only bring it out in the WWE. He was the Demon Finn Balor versus Lashley. Who do you think won? Yeah, they gave it to the Demon. They really did. They had a title change at WrestleMania. They gave it to the Demon. It was a powerbomb by the Demon, Finn Balor. Coup de grace off the top rope, clean pinfall. Nothing crazy there. And yeah, the title changed hands. Then we had Alexa Bliss, the host of WrestleMania, quote unquote, because she's still technically injured. They put her back out to announce the attendance for the night, which was the new MetLife attendance record of 82,265 WWE fans. Good stuff. That's a lot of people. But we all know those numbers are always messed up and hyped up and inflated. But whatever, they still do it, so I noted it down. Then we had a break time. Alexa Bliss was out there and basically said it's time for a break. So R-Truth and Carmella came out for a 7-second
Becky Lynch just had